from MarketWizards.com, eMiniWizard.com, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. And it is just about the end of the second hour on um, the Friday, the 18th of 2020. And I'd want to talk. I didn't know whether we would get data burn today or not. I had a couple ideas to talk about to wrap things up for this class. So I'm going to take a minute just to do that at this point. Reminding you of that our website has a lot of ideas for you to go to and see some of the things that I believe are written in stone. These kinds of concepts, pieces of the puzzle. So go back there and take a look here and there and understand today's plan B was actually let's think of we want to buy a deep support because it's been working. But once you have the Mike Tyson come in, you identify that immediately. Say, okay, they're selling, they're taking profits, and then we know already where our hope for targets. If we break the low, we already know the scene of the crime, that 92, and we know the 82, the low of FOMC. So that's putting some experience, and the execution part, obviously, to be able to react and change plans immediately. And I do believe in these ideas. So left brain and right brain and integrating them with your intuition to help make a decision. And Twitter is entertainment. I've tried to be professional. I told you when you guys came in, I would not be talking politics despite having strong feelings. I've been able to do that. That is showing you my discipline. Tried to help show things that I believe work time after time. And in my opinion, there are several things that are really important. One of them is education. Education is key. The second E is execution. You have to be able to execute the trades. Analysis is one thing, but you have to under fire be able to guys running at you, coming at you with a bayonet. You've got to be able to protect yourself, and that's what's happening with this type of trade. You just can't fail to execute. You can't freeze and then let your account and get killed. You have to have the discipline to take your stop outs. And then obviously evaluating is the 30 that I think is important. Evaluate your results. Are you meant to be a trader or not? It's no shame not to be. It could be you're more of an investor, maybe somebody that's meant to go out there and um, play a little bit slower pace. So that's up to each of us to determine how we're going to play the game. And how do you make this a profitable business? There is no one way. I think slowly building some confidence, that's part of it. I think you have to find your own rhythm, your own style. No two golfers swing the club the same way. You have to find what works for you and your capital and your time available. And obviously, you've got to develop the courage. Try small. You don't have to trade e-minis. You could go to one MES and try it, and just test it without throwing a lot of money away. I recommend at least two of anything you do because then you can always have a trailer. Take something and then try to win with a trailer if your entry's right. If you don't have a trailer and you go for the gap, and then what? Some of us have learned to jump in, once we recognize this type of a rabid dog day trade. But if you have a trailer, then it gets easier because otherwise you're always making the decision with one contract. That's why I think MES is a godsend for little traders. You can put a few of those on and not kill yourself. And then obviously take what we've shown you and apply it to what you want to trade. Doesn't have to be e-mini. Could be Nasdaq. Could be ETFs. Could be cryptos. Whatever. So I'm trying to show you a way to um, take your ideas and your knowledge and create a business instead of just a hobby. And that takes time and experience. And Kyle, I'm going to add to what you've just said there. You need a decent size account so you can take stops and not think twice about it. Absolutely. And the most important part of that is you want to have something into a trade where it's meaningful if you're right, and the discipline to stop yourself out. So you never want to trade so big that you're trading scared, and scared money never wins. And so that's part of why I think this room helps small traders start to get their ideas together and figure out, even if you don't have a large enough account to be meaningful, you're at least getting an education, because that comes first, and then the rest will follow. If you can accumulate, if you can start to add up, and if you're doing this for a living and feeding a family, it's hard unless you have that bigger account. But at least get the education, learn, and then you can make decisions that way. That's my belief, anyways. And you don't, an older person like me, I don't have the same needs that younger guys do, that are three kids they're taking care of, and big mortgage on the house, and health care, and clothes that they outgrow, and then college education and weddings. I've been through that. So for me, my needs are different at my age. I can live on a hamburger every day. I don't need steak and lobster every night. I'm happier with a hamburger. That's me. And truthfully, that helps me as a trader say, I don't need to be aggressive all the time. I like being a little more conservative, and then accumulate. And next thing you know, okay, if you're a weekly nut, what is it? What do you need to make this a business? And don't get into this as a business until you can afford to do that. Take money out of your account to live on, and at the same time, you're doing this full time. So part-time, I believe in, is the best way to accomplish this. As a beginning trader. Learn if you can do it, and keep the security of your day job for now. That's what I would recommend. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I think we've got perhaps one more load today. No guarantee, but I'm going to say maybe we'll get one more low at lunch, and be careful of a bounce from there if we take out the 83s. That 78 area is the next key support under 82. So if we tag that, anything goes. We could, what was our, let me see, let me get back to what our targets were potentially. Well, let's see. If 75 is key support just above at 78.5. So that's got to be considered. That's let's call it 72. Get a 72 test. um, that's an amazing, and that would be a 50-point trade off the highs. So am I calling that? No. I'm just saying I'm aware of those ideas, and we'll go step by step. So under 83s, we got 81 in half to 78 as our next supports, and see what happens. So thanks for all you guys for coming in and being part of this room. I will start a new room for the bonus area for traders to do their thing, so we don't trample all the notes that we have put in there for this session. But obviously, with next week being holiday, there'll be probably a lot of traders won't even bother showing up, but I'll set the room up anyways. And then keep in touch. And thank you for supporting our room again.